The following is a presentation of the Game Time Sports Network. From the campus of Motlow State Community College in beautiful Tullahoma, Tennessee. This is Motlow State Bucks men's basketball. And now, yes, it is game time. Once again, I'm Jay Harper, Game Time Sports Network. Thanks for joining us here in the nightcap, I guess you could say, or maybe day cap, as we are at 4:15 in the afternoon. On a beautiful Saturday in Tullahoma, Tennessee. This is Motlow State basketball as the last home conference game of the year is about to get underway at Copperweld Arena as Dyersburg State, the Eagles, come flying in to Tullahoma. The Eagles, they have a 10-19 overall record. 5-14 in the conference, but don't let that record fool you. I have seen these guys play up against Cleveland State, and they have some very talented and very deadly shooters. Elijah Causley, he is their leading scorer, averaging 17.7 points per game. And Elijah, he is a sophomore and really can shoot lights out when he gets hot. Isaiah Claybrooks, he had a 12.6 per game average. Isaiah also a sophomore. Both of those guys And as I say, if they get heated up, they are certainly something to contend with. The Bucks, they come into this game with a 16-12 overall record, and they are certainly holding their own in the conference, 10-8 on the year. And they have had, throughout the course of the year, a number of different players lead the scoring in the points per game category. Currently, it's Javion Snipe, the sniper. Yeah, he leads at 10.8 points per game overall. And then there is Sanya. Yeah, so Sanyu, he with 10.7 points per game. Colton Wilbanks, he has been among the leading scorers for pretty much the entire season. He averaging 10.2 points per game. As we prepare to get this one underway, the Motlow State women's team with a decisive victory in the opening game here today. So we will have our starting lineups announced here momentarily.
Good evening and welcome to the beautiful campus of Motlow State for tonight's matchup between Dyersburg Eagles and your Motlow Bucks. At this time, we're going to do the starting lineup for you, Dyersburg Eagles. Starting at number 2, Isaiah Claybrooks. Number 4, Manny Okoji. Number 5, Bryce Sherlock. Number 11, Elijah Clausen. And number 24, Destin Christian. And now, for your Motlow State Bucks, number 11, Kenai Johnson. Number 23, Xavier Perez. Number 21, Bryson Johnson. Number 25, Colton Wilbanks. And number 35, Sanya Asidu.
Your starting lineup for Dyersburg State is Isaiah Claybrooks, Emmanuel Okogie, Bryce Skurlock, Elijah Causley, and Destin Christian. And for the Bucks, it's Kenai Johnson along with Bryson Johnson, Xavier Farrell, Colton Wilbanks, and Sanya Osenyu. So there are the starting 5 for both rosters. Osenyu, Sanya in the circle for the tip. And Destin Christian, I believe, is who the Eagles will send there for the opening tip. As we get started at 20 minutes past 4 p.m. Central Time. As the officials wait for the scorer to be ready. And about, I believe we are. So actually it's Causley along with Sanya. And getting us started are the Eagles as they win the opening tip. Okogie now inbounding it for the Eagles as there is Causley feeding it now to Skurlock. Now trying to work his way in, and the fadeaway doesn't fall for Causley. And down the floor we go. And with the jam, Colton Wilbanks to collect the first points in this one, courtesy of the Bucks. Claybrooks feeding it to Causley. Now here is a Kogi. Emmanuel back over to Causley. Causley with Farrell there guarding him. That shot is short. And there is Kenai Johnson. Now back over to Wilbanks. Farrell's shot just a bit short. And there is Sunya with the rebound. Feeding it back out to Kenai. Now Farrell charges. Bryson with the left-handed shot, and he buries the three to go up 5-0 in the early goings. Make that 5-1. As they did that courtesy shot before we got started here. That shot off the mark. As Farrell grabs it, now here's Kenai. Back over to Colton Wilbanks. Wilbanks back to Johnson. Johnson to Johnson. Bryson pulling up, feeding it to Farrell. Sunya head and shoulders above Causley, and Causley's a good-sized guy. And that shot falls. Claybrooks starting toward the bucket, now feeding it off. That shot not there from Okogie. Here's Kenai. Wilbanks to Farrell, getting it in now to Sunya. Pulling up, and a nice, pretty touch to go up 9-1. 17-18 left in this first half as we are just getting underway in the last conference home game of the year in the regular season. Claybrooks shot, not there. Rebound from Christian. Pulling behind the three-point line, but missing. Kenai finds Farrell. Nice spin move. There's Wilbanks in the traffic, grabbing the rebound and the putback. And we have a Dyersburg State timeout. Wow, fast start for the Bucks. Down the floor come the Eagles. Driving baseline and a pretty move. That is Skurlock. That's the first field goal of the game for the Eagles. Isaiah Claybrooks, the sophomore guard, bringing it down for Dyersburg State. Kenai Johnson there. From the three-point line, rebound Sunya. As he hauls it down, dishes it off to Kenai Johnson. Sunya over to Kenai. getting it into Sunya, and he falls to the floor. Pass now to Skurlock. Getting it back over to Okogie now, and they lose the handle. Coach Wes Pittman for Cleveland State. Hello, for Dyersburg State. I'll be calling Cleveland State on Monday. But Coach Pittman with some subs. We now see A.J. Petway in the game, number 10. Kenai to the sniper, J.B. Snipe, number 13 in the game. Bryson Johnson, turnaround jumper, can't finish. Cosley now, greeted by Kenai Johnson. Now over to Clay Brooks. And this is Petway, number 10. He finds Cosley, feeding it to the tall player there. That would be Christian. Here is Snipe, and he lays it in. A nice, pretty move. Nice touch to go up 13-3. Clay Brooks racing past everybody to lay it in. Their second field goal. And we've already gone through 6 minutes. Here is Snipe from Brownsville, Tennessee, number 13. And laying it in is Bryson Johnson. Tariq Stevens in the game now for the Bucks, number 15. Reek out of Fayette Ware High School, a 6'7" freshman. Cosley back out now to Petway, and this, the three-point attempt, not there. And Josh Griffith in the game, number 0. He just fed a nice pass to Stevens for the 2 points. Skurlock with Stevens there. Tayden Ware also in the game, number 22 for the guys in gray. Clay Brooks. Nice pass into Cosley. Now back to Petway. Petway pulls up for the 3, and nothing there. Griffith crossing the halfway mark. Josh looking over things. Saw a lane with Snipe, but there is Okogie to pick off the pass. And ultimately, though, it's Tristan Warfield coming up with it in the game now. Number 32 for the Bucks. Tristan from Louisville, Kentucky. Now Tristan takes a 3, not there. Rebound Eagles. Petway to Okogie. And just entering the game is Ryder Patterson, number 20. As Tayden Ware in the game, number 22. And Tayden gets the ball. Over to Snipe. And JB knocks down the deuce. 19-5 with 11:30 to go in this first half. Petway greeted by Josh Griffith. Josh, a redshirt freshman in Atlanta, is where he calls home. Cosley's shot, no good. Griffith, beautiful bounce pass into Snipe. The JB shot is slattered away, whatever that means, by Patterson. Yes, when Patterson slaps the shot, it is slattered away, apparently. I'm inventing an entirely new language here. 11 minutes left in this first half, so we're almost halfway through. And it is Trey Terry in the game. Here's the sniper. His shot off the mark. Oh, my. Skurlock hits the deck rather hard, but he's getting up okay. So Ware committing the foul. Isaiah Claybrooks being greeted by Trey Terry. Now, this is Cosley with Tristan Ware there. Tried to pass it via bounce pass. Trying to get it to Skurlock. And Snipe, I believe, the last to touch. Farrell comes in to replace Snipe. As Claybrooks inbounds it, and then gets it right back. Skurlock stepped out. Here is Trey Terry. Trey listed at 5'9", and that's being generous. Here's Stevens. Reek back over to Trey. Trey now getting it to Ware. Destin Christian just literally shoving Terry out of the way. Christian about twice the size of Terry. And good hustle there as Claybrooks comes up with a rebound amid all those tall trees and gray shirts. Okogie. Bounce pass, trying to get it over to Cosley, but there were the Bucks to pick it off. And there is Farrell to capitalize on the steal to go up 21-5. We have a full timeout called by Coach Pittman and Dyersburg State. Getting off to another fast start are the Bucks. Just past the halfway point in the first half. I'm Jay Harper, Game Time Sports Network. Nice little crowd here. You know, you would think with it being such a pretty day outside that a lot of folks may be outdoors today, but again, with this being the last conference home game of the season and the last conference home game for the sophomores, you've got a lot of family members and friends here to acknowledge and celebrate the sophomores' accomplishments as the season starts to wind down. Conference tournament starting on Friday, the 6th of March. And it runs through the 10th. Volunteer State is where that will take place. And we'll be a part of it here. We are not producing the event at the Game Time Sports Network, but we will be helping on the call, and we will have links posted to our website where you can find it on our website as well. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left after the timeout as the Eagles trying to get back in this one. Claybrooks now with Kenai Johnson on his hip. Now here's a Kogi charging. And now Tristan Warfield feeds it over to Bryson. Bryson Johnson over the halfway point. Farrell, three-point shot, not there. Xavier Farrell, a good-looking freshman from right here in Tullahoma. Went to Tullahoma High. And they, I believe, this year are district champions. And Tristan Ware comes through with another couple for the Bucks. Claybrooks with Kenai Johnson there. Now back over to Skurlock. And here is Destin Christian. He pulls up and buries that from about the free throw line. Tayden Ware to Bryson Johnson. Bryson to Kenai. Big rebound, bouncing off the back of the rim. Colton Wilbanks checking in, as does Sanya. Isaiah Claybrooks feeding Skurlock. Skurlock gets it inside to Christian. But we have a foul call. And it is Bryson Johnson. Christian will step to the line. 60.8% shooter from there. And he makes that one. Colton Wilbanks brings it down and tosses it to Johnson, who loses it for a moment. Now back to Kenai. And the alley and the oop as Wilbanks jams it in. And they call a foul on Kenai. (25-8). Pulling up for the jumper. The three-pointer ain't there. Sanya. He is there. I'll spit it out. Kenai Johnson now over to Wilbanks. Colton takes a step and hands it over to Bryson. Bryson's shot not there. Claybrooks brings it down now for the guys in blue. Gets it to Skurlock. Claybrooks, big pass. And there is Wilbanks to pick it off. And Bryson changes hands. Slick move as he went up in the air and changed hands mid-air with the ball. And he got fouled. Marvel at the athleticism of so many of these players, both male and female. You see things every game that you just kind of stand there and go, wow. And Bryson's free throw doesn't fall. This is a Marion Davis in the game. Number 3 now for Coach Pittman. Skurlock finding Claybrooks. Getting it in the paint, or trying to get it to Christian. And almost knocking down the three is Davis. Bryson Johnson over to Kenai Johnson. Now Farrell's shot is good, a two-pointer. Marion Davis, he's a freshman, number 3 in the game. Claybrooks now with Sonia, who's like twice as big as Claybrooks. And there is Causley knocking down one. 5:50 remaining in the first half as Farrell bounce pass into Sonia. Sonia sees Kenai. Kenai says, let me at it. Well, can't make that three-point shot. Causley to Davis. Back over to Christian. The three-point shot is off the mark. Wilbanks saves the rebound. Colton elects to bring it down himself. Bryson Johnson to Kenai. Slowing things down just a bit. Sonia, and loses the grip on the basketball. Unfortunately, he spun around and lost the grip. Stevens, Griffith, and the sniper. J.B. Snipe in the game now for Wilbanks, Kenai, and Bryson Johnson. Josh chasing down Davis. Now Claybrooks feeding it to Causley. Here's Okogie. Emmanuel getting it now to Davis. Christian thought about a long-range shot, and banking the three is Okogie. That's their first three of the game. Snipe by himself over here in the near corner. Once he gets going with a three-point shot, just like Josh Griffith, who just hits one. But once JB gets going with a three-pointer, he can be lights out. The pass picked off by Farrell. Here comes Josh. Nice behind the back dribble. Getting it to Sonia, who's good inside, outside. He's just good. Now here's Farrell turning and weaving past Okogie to lay it in. .342 left in the first half. Bucks up by 20. The three-pointer not there. Davis misses as Snipe comes loping down the floor and lays it in beautifully with the left hand. Pass to Christian, and he pretty well goes in somewhat unopposed for the shot. Wilbanks and Ware getting ready to check in for the Bucks. Stevens out to JB, and the sniper strikes. Destin Christian, and he gets it to Davis for the easy lay-in. Josh Griffith motioning to Farrell to head toward the bucket. Xavier tries to get it to Sonia and does. It helps to be almost 7 foot tall. Driving baseline is Christian. His shot off target as Sonia grabs it off the board. Here comes Josh now, under 2 minutes to play. Griffith gets it to Snipe. JB back over to Josh. Pulling up for the jumper. Had a good look. Couldn't collect it. Racing past Snipe is Claybrooks. He pulls up. Not there. There's Sonia for the rebound. Griffith down the floor and feeding it to Sonia. And the nice touch, the put in to go up 42-17. The pull up and not there. 1 minute to play in this first half. And a timeout, I believe, called. No timeout. Everybody's standing around looking at each other. I thought perhaps the Bucks had called a timeout. Here is Claybrooks, under a minute. Isaiah finding Cosley. And Kenai Johnson there. The pull-up jumper and a three-pointer, as that is Claybrooks. His second three-pointer on the day. Terry trying to pass it to Warfield, but there was Davis to tap it. Pushed out of bounds was Kenai Johnson. Trey Terry will inbound it. Now he gets it over to Warfield. Tristan and Cosley duking it out. Tristan wins that one. No shot clock as we're at 10 seconds on the game clock. Okogie, his shot is good. At a three-pointer at the buzzer. At the half, 44-23. As the Bucks got off to a blazing start and for the most part have maintained the momentum throughout this first half. So we had a juggler at the halftime of the first game. I don't see the gentleman here for this one, so I'm guessing we will have no juggling going on at the intermission in the men's game. Those guys were pretty good, too, out there juggling swords, and bowling pins, all kinds of stuff. So with that, we will rejoin you here in about 15 minutes as the second half will commence on the Game Time Sports Network. Well, it does appear that the jugglers have returned. So we'll let these guys do their thing. We'll clear the screen. as they appear to be all right.
So they wanted to come on over and fill their pockets with gold from the streets. So they got on a boat and began to sail across the ocean, whichever way that was. Finally, they saw the sight they were waiting to see. They saw the Statue of Liberty standing tall in New York Harbor. They were so excited they jumped off the boat, only to find out there was no gold on the streets. And they had to start off very slowly. We're going to juggle now in slow motion. Here goes. But they got better and better. Faster and faster. So they became known as the kings and queens of juggling, and they wore their juggling balls very proudly, the crown of juggling balls. And success was definitely on their side. Oh, so. And they impressed everybody with amazing tricks. Y'all want to see an amazing trick right now? All right. Here goes amazing trick number one. All three balls behind the back and over the shoulder. Hey! Here goes another one. Well, after a while, they realized they were getting rich in America, and they went shopping and they found a diamond. They bought that diamond. It cost every penny they'd made while they were in America, and they got it and got onto a boat, began to sail back through the waves and around the world. And there was a man on the boat that recognized him. The man said, "Aren't you guys the kings of jugglers?" And they said, "Yes, that's us. Nobody can juggle better." So he said, "I want to be impressed right now. How many of y'all would like to be impressed really quick?" Yeah? They said, "Get ready to be impressed. We're going to impress you with our bean bags." They're going to go for it. There he goes. Let's see if I get the music going here. Give them a hand. Good job. I'm going to give you a few more juggling balls. Let's see if we can give y'all a high five. Oh, yeah. Good job. Everybody cheered really loud. Except for the one man that wanted to be impressed. He's like, "I've seen jugglers before. If you want to impress me, you're going to have to do even better." So they said, "No problem. Get ready to be impressed, and we're going to impress you while we juggle our reins." Here goes. Here he goes. They said, "Okay, we'll impress you while we juggle our pins." Here goes. Ready? All right. We're just warming up. We almost got it. Here it goes.
Jay Harper back with you. Game Time Sports Network. So we did have the juggling family once again. Some halftime entertainment. Now we are going to have post-halftime entertainment as the Bucks and the Eagles start clawing at each other once again. The Bucks off to a very fast start and maintaining momentum in that first half. We'll see how this second half plays out. As Bryson Johnson gets it to Kanai Johnson. And Kanai now to Wilbanks. Colton sees a lane, but it quickly closes as Farrell's shot just misses the three-point attempt. Clay Brooks bringing it across for the Eagles. Consley now over to Skurlock. Now this is a Kogi. Back out to Consley. And he buries the three to get the Eagles started in this second half. There's Sunya. A simple little flip of the wrist off the glass for two. Consley to Christian. Destin now. And he and Sunya collide. And Sunya gets called for the foul. Clay Brooks will inbound it. And the three-point attempt does not succeed as Kanai Johnson gets the rebound, goes all the way by himself to lay it in for another pair. Clay Brooks to Consley. Underhand pitch to Christian. Colton Wilbanks on his heels. And Sunya trying to defend, but Christian coming through with the shot. Bryson Johnson, underhand pass to Farrell, who in turn gets it in the paint to Sunya. Has it tipped away though as Consley gets a hand on the shot. Skurlock. Back out to Consley. Now back to Skurlock. Bryce goes and lays it in with the left hand. Making a dent somewhat in the Bucks' lead are the Eagles as we get the second half started. Farrell pulls up for the jumper. Not there. He gets another try at it. And Sunya trying to jam it in and ultimately does a soft putback. Christian acting as though he's shaken up just a bit. And I believe he is going to sit out as the officials are motioning him to the bench. In now is Amarian Davis, a freshman guard, number 3. And Davis brings it down for the Eagles. Gets it over to Consley. And Elijah now to Okogie. Back over to Consley. All by himself is Clay Brooks. Off the front of the rim, rebound. Colton Wilbanks, who takes it all by himself, has it stripped away by Skurlock. Kogi, however, called for the foul. That will send Colton Wilbanks to the line. Wilbanks, a 67.3% shooter from there. And he can't connect on either. Claybrook's shot is good. That a three-point shot. Farrell now. Trying to deke away from Davis. Here's Warfield. They call Skurlock for that, for the foul. Josh Griffith coming in now to replace Kanai. Colton Wilbanks sits out. Reek Stevens in the game. And the sniper, J.B. Snipe, also in. Farrell has his shot batted away. Clay Brooks and Farrell in the track meet. And Farrell gets called for a foul as he bumps past Clay Brooks. Elijah Cosley over to Davis. The shot now from Skurlock off the side of the backboard. Here's Josh Griffith getting it to the sniper. And he is on target. And JB quickly commits a foul on the reach-in. Tayton Ware coming in for Farrell now. Tayton, another one of the big, talented, tall freshmen, Gainesville, Georgia. He lists at 6'7". Cosley, a big, long three-pointer, and he connects. Griffith bringing it down to Ware. Now JB into Warfield. Tristan back out to Josh Griffith. Ware to Snipe. And the sniper strikes again. Cosley. And the shot missed by Skurlock. And JB buries it again. Yes, he, as I said earlier, when he has his sights measured, he is awesome from the three-point line. The sniper striking again for the Bucks. Stevens comes up with it, gets it over to JB. He pulls back, and he had he looked like he was fouled to me. The defender hit him on the forearm as he was taking the shot, but no foul call. Josh Griffith gets it to Snipe. And the rebound now by Ace Mahaffey in the game, number 13. And Ace with the basketball. He a freshman guard. Pulls up, now decides to get it to Cosley. Cosley's shot, no good. Tayton Ware, rebound, comes down the floor. Josh Griffith to Stevens. Back over to Ware. Pulls up, not there. Clay Brooks gets it to Amarian Davis. Now back to Davis. Clay Brooks taking the three. And Josh Griffith with the rebound. Snipe now. JB's shot. Missing. Here comes Mahaffey, who gets it to Davis. Davis electing to take it himself. And we get a timeout here as the Bucks electing to take a breather. 30-second timeout. I'm Jay Harper. This is the Game Time Sports Network as we wrap up our conference basketball coverage for Motlow State. But we will see them again, of course. We will see them again in the conference tournament coming up next week. It'll get started on Friday. Volunteer State, the host institution for the conference tournament. Marion Davis, a 50% shooter from the free throw line. Kenai Johnson in the game as he trots down the floor and is met by Mahaffey. Now here's Reek Stevens as he pulls up. And there is Sunya to save it for the putback. Mahaffey, and he's greeted by two great shirts, but he manages to sneak it out of there and get it to Clay Brooks. And a nice move and shot from Christian. Sunya had it swatted away by Cosley, but he managed to save it and feed it back into a teammate. Shot clock at 10 with Kenai Johnson making his move. Now over to Sunya. And his three-pointer not there. Mahaffey rebound. Mahaffey piercing through the defense. Sunya comes up with the rebound. Kenai floating down the floor. Finds JB. And there is Sunya to grab the board and in and out as he falls to the floor. Under 12 minutes to play in the second half. Pulling up for the three-pointer, and it is way short. Kenai Johnson gets it to Stevens. And Tariq falling to the floor, drawing the foul, I believe. And he does. Stevens at almost 70% from the line on the season, 68.9. Bryce Johnson and Xavier Farrell coming in to replace Ware and Snipe. Warfield also in the game to replace Sunya. Bryce Gerlach goes base. Stevens comes out, and Wilbanks back in. Okogie over to Claybrooks. Isaiah being crowded by Warfield and Bryce Johnson. Bryson also on Claybrooks there, and that is a three-point shot. Kanai to Wilbanks, quickly back over to Bryson Johnson. There's Kanai. Wilbanks gave the rim a look, pulls it down. Bryson back over to Farrell, and Xavier's shot just off target. Christian and Wilbanks, and Christian shooting it over Colton's outstretched hands. Still up by 18. Warfield coming up with it, and some clanging and banging under the bucket. Ryder Patterson checking into the game, as Causley will get a rest. Almost halfway through the second half. 10:18 showing on the game clock. Farrell can't get that to connect. Down the floor comes Okogie. Pulling up is Christian. Farrell rebound. Kanai pass to Bryson. Bryson's shot not there. Wilbanks the putback after the rebound to make it another 20-point lead. Swatted away by Warfield. It helps when you're 6'8". Bryson Johnson sees the lane, then dishes it back out to Kanai Johnson. His three-pointer no good. Wilbanks there for another rebound. But then there is Christian to swat it away. Warfield turns, shoots, scores. Okogie getting it to Patterson as they move the ball around the outer perimeter. Bryce Gerlach gets it back over to Claybrooks. Destin Christian with 2 bucks on him. And I believe Wilbanks does collect the foul. That sends Christian to the line. He's a 61% shooter from there. 8:50 to play. Back to the 20-point lead for the Bucks. As Coach Pittman wants to chat a bit. The Eagles head coach with the 32nd timeout. Colton Wilbanks will inbound things as we return from the timeout. As Kenai Johnson finds Bryson Johnson. Bryson pulls up. And no good. Warfield gets called for the push. Claybrooks to Okogie. Back over to Claybrooks. He tries the three. And he's going to take 3 shots here as Claybrooks was fouled. He almost an 85% shooter from the line. And that rolls in and out on him. Trey Terry in now for Kenai. He makes 2 of the 3. Terry now runs into Wilbanks and trying to bounce pass it to Warfield was Terry. Led him just a bit too much. Okogie to Claybrooks. Here's Skurlock. Bryce piercing through the defense. Impressive. Down by 16 now are the Eagles. Trey Terry to Farrell. Rebound Eagles. Pass over to Skurlock. Patterson now sees an opening, but dishes it back out to Bryce Skurlock, who gets it to Cosley. Back over to Skurlock. That shot not there. Terry with the rebound. Trey gets it to Wilbanks. Colton driving toward the basket, pulls up, fadeaway jumper. Hay gets the bounce and the points. 7 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Going baseline and tried to pass it, did Okogie to Skurlock, but it was slapped away. Sunya along with Ware, Snipe, and Stevens come in for Wilbanks, Farrell, Bryson Johnson, and Tristan Warfield. Skurlock will take a seat as Ace Mahaffey back in the game, number 13. Taking the three-point shot and making it is Claybrooks. Sunya feeding it to Stevens. Reek is able to maintain possession. It almost looked like that pass was going to skip off his fingertips, but he did manage to hang on to it and also draw the foul. Claybrooks being guarded by Snipe. Mahaffey trying to get the ball and does finally. Now back over to Claybrooks. Gets it to Causley. Oh, mercy. Oh, goodness, says Terry hits the floor rather hard, and he in a bit of pain, laying on the floor. He did hit hard. So he gets up. He was just shaken up a bit and collecting himself. That's good to see. As he trots off the court. Josh Griffith in his place, number 0. Elijah Causley to the free throw line, the sophomore forward. That is good. Six minutes and 19 seconds left to play in this game. Josh Griffith giving it to J.B. Snipe. Back over to Tayton Ware. Josh with Mahaffey on him. Now Stevens back over to Ware. Snipe making sure he did not step out. Gets it over to Stevens. Reek's shot, not there, but there is Sunya, and he gets his own rebound, and finally, with the putback, collects the 71st point for the Bucks. And Stevens gets called for a foul on Mahaffey as Mahaffey and Stevens collide. Mahaffey, 67% shooter from the free throw line. And in and out there, Josh Griffith setting things up for the Bucks. Feeding it to Sunya. Now, and the whistle. As Snipe gets called on the push of Claybrooks. Under 5 minutes, 30 seconds to play. As Okogie inbounds it to Claybrooks. Okogie giving it to Skurlock. Tayton Ware there, now feeding it to Causley. All by himself is Christian. In and out on the three-point attempt. And Josh Griffith. And it is batted away. Exactly 5 minutes left. Stevens to J.B. Snipe. Feeding it inside to Sunya. He collects a crowd. Shot doesn't go. Rebound, the guys in blue. Feeding it now to a Kogi. Back over to Clay Brooks. Cosley with Sonia in the air. And the rebound to Kogi. Back out to Clay Brooks. His three-pointer, no good. Tayden Ware just floats it back over to Josh Griffith. A whole bunch of guys ready to check in for the Bucks as an easy lay-in happens. And an easy lay-in happens there for Dyersburg State. The Bucks with a timeout, up 73-58. 30-second timeout on behalf of Motlow State with 4:03 to play. The seeding will be determined, of course, after the weekend and, well, after Monday, as Cleveland State will be playing Jackson State on Monday. That a rescheduled game from January 24th. All that nasty weather forced the rescheduling of a game between Cleveland State and Jackson State. So they're going to play that game on Monday. We'll have it here on the Game Time Sports Network. 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock Eastern, in case you're interested. Kenai Johnson with under 4 minutes to play, feeding it over to Warfield. Tristan bumping along with Cosley. Wilbank shot, no good. Christian now with Wilbanks and Warfield both there, but piercing through the defense are the Eagles, and coming up with the shot. Kenai Johnson taking his time. Oh, nice spin move from Warfield with Cosley there. The shot short. Cosley with the rebound. Loping down the floor, Elijah Cosley hands the ball to Skurlock. Cosley back over to Okogie. And now Skurlock shot, not there. Farrell grabs the rebound, runs down the floor, giving it to Kenai Johnson. Milking the clock are the Bucks. Why not? When you're up by 13, the Eagles have certainly closed the differential quite a bit. Kenai gets it to Farrell. No good there. Clay Brooks with Colton Wilbanks, the much taller player, guarding him. And nicely done by Skurlock. That shot is good. And he will get to go to the free throw line as Ware and Sonia check in, as does Snipe. They replace Warfield, Bryson Johnson. Actually, Snipe not going in just yet. Okay, now he does check in as Wilbanks comes out. Skurlock with a chance to close things to 10, and does. Still a lot of time left here. 2 minutes, 13 seconds. 10-point lead for the Bucks with another timeout call. Johnson gets it to Sunya. Now back to Kanai. Exactly 2 minutes to play, and we get the foul call. Tatum Ware, 72% free throw shooter thus far this season. And good for both. The inbound to Okogie. Flying down the floor. Gives it to Cosley, who evades the defense. Back over to Skurlock, and he buries a three. And another timeout as Coach Pittman in Dyersburg State asking for the timeout. 1 minute, 49 seconds on the game clock. Reek Stevens somehow manages to get it to Kanai. Now Reek being swarmed back over to Johnson. Stevens fouled. 1 minute 37 to play. That puts the Bucks back up by 10. Stevens good for both. Okogie coming up to take the inbound from Skurlock. Now back to Bryce Skurlock. Across the floor, guarded by Farrell. Cosley has has it batted away. The inbound to Okogie. He gets it now to Christian, who now feeds it to Skurlock. His shot misses the mark. Snipe, the no-look pass to Stevens. And Reek is fouled as Okogie fouls him again. That rattles in and out. Here comes Clay Brooks. Gets it to Okogie. He tries the three. Off the front of the rim. Rebound Stevens. And he is just blatantly pushed. And the officials kind of stepping in the middle of things to make sure that we don't get too physical here. Kind of separating the players. Under a minute, 55.9 seconds left. So I believe they call a flagrant foul there. That does send Stevens to the line. The inbound to Snipe from Farrell. Snipe gets it back to Farrell. And we get another foul. And that will do it for Okogie as he fouls out. 44 seconds left. The Bucks exceeding their average points per game this season. They averaged 78.6 points a game, and now they've hit the 81-point mark. Did we get a goaltend there? I believe we did. Sanya pinned it up against the glass. Snipe over to Kenai Johnson. Under 30 seconds to play. So it will be another conference win for Motlow State. They will now go to 11-8 in the conference. And 17-12 overall. That your final as the Bucks come through 81-68 in TCCAA conference play. We'll see the Bucks again at the tournament. That again kicks off March the 6th from Volunteer State. Check back with us at GameTimeSportsNetwork.com. We'll have more information on the tournament as it becomes available. But we certainly do thank everyone that has been so supportive of our conference live streams here of Motlow State basketball this season. A special thanks to Motlow State Athletic Director Ross Fanning. So with that, we will bring things to a close here from Copperweld Arena on the campus of Motlow State Community College. I'm Jay Harper, and this has been a production of the Game Time Sports